memory and the music to reflect on it. So, thank you. So, the first is the sacred fire of anger. So I want you to reflect on the poetry as I read it. There is a fire we carry, sometimes quiet as an amber, sometimes rolling like a storm. It is called anger. What is anger? Is it not the body's alarm of what is unjust? Is it not the soul's refusal to stay silent in the face of harm? Is it not, at its most sacred, the pulse of love? Love that says, this should not be happening, not to anyone, not anymore. And yet, what have we made of anger? We live in an age of outrage. Outrage burns quick and shallow. Outrage screams but doesn't listen. Outrage tears down but never builds. Outrage points its finger but never lifts its hand to create. Outrage is noisy. It loves its own echo. But anger, true anger, is a quiet power, a steady flame, the strength to enter the arena when the critic still stands on the sideline. So I ask you, what fire do you turn inside you? The fire that devours or the fire that illuminates? The fire that mocks or the fire that moves mountain? We live in an age where everyone shouts, but who? Who dares to feel deeply? Who dares to sit with their anger long enough to let it teach them, refine them, guide them towards justice? Anger is not the enemy. Anger is holy. It is the drumbeat of prophet and the courage of the unheard, the sacred refusal to normalize cruelty. Without anger, who would rise? Without anger, who would march? Without anger, who would demand that the world bend closer to love? But outrage will leave us broken. It will leave us shouting hoarse, leave our throats dry. It will pull us apart, and each of us pointing, none of us building. Because anger is a testimony of our humanity, maybe the question is not, should we be angry? But rather, what will we build with our anger? I want you to reflect a little on it as the song starts. The question is not should we be angry, but what should we build with our anger?
People singing the song of angry men. It is the music of a people who will not be slaves again. When the beating of your heart echoes the beating of the drums, there is a life about to start when tomorrow comes. Will you join in our crusade? Who will be strong and stand with me? Beyond the barricade, is there a world you long to see? Then join in the fight that will give you the right to be free.
Do you hear the people singing the song of angry men? It is the music of a people who
so that our banner may advance. Some will fall and some will live. Will you stand up and take your chance? The blood of the martyrs will water the meadows of France.
Do you hear the people sing, singing the song of angry men? It is the music of the people who will not be slaves again. When the beating of your heart echoes the beating of the drums, there is a light about to start when tomorrow comes.
They will live again in freedom in the garden of the Lord. They will walk behind the plowshare. They will put away the sword. The chain will be broken and all men will have their reward.
Will you join in our crusade? Who will be strong and stand with me? Somewhere beyond the barricade, is there a world you long to see? Do you hear the people sing? Say, do you hear the distant drums? It is the future that they bring when tomorrow comes.
We'll go to the second poetry. The second poetry is, what if hope is lament? I want you to reflect. Every word is, I want it to be met with reflection. What if hope is lament? We do not like to linger with sorrow. We rush to the sunrise. We rush to the chorus of joy. What of the night? What of the long hours when silence feels endless? When laws would not be reasoned away? When grief sits heavy like a stone in the chest? We call it lament. But what is lament really? Is it weakness? Is it surrender? Or is it the most honest prayer that the human soul can utter? Listen closely. Lament says, I still care. Lament says, the wound is real, the world is broken, and my heart refuses to pretend otherwise. Is that not a kind of hope? Because who laments if not the one who believes? Believes that the world should be more than suffering, that love should outlast death, that justice should not remain a dream deferred. So I wonder, what if hope itself sounds like lament? What if hope is not the cheerful song we are told to sing, but the low trembling voice that cries out, that keeps crying, and that refuses to let silence have the last word? Perhaps lament is the deepest form of faith. It is the soul saying, I would not stop naming my grief until it's met. I would not stop naming my anger until it's fed. I would not stop naming my longing until it's fulfilled. Lament is not the opposite of hope. It is hope. Wounded and weary and unyielding. So when we weep, or when you weep, do not call yourself faithless. When your voice cracks, do not call yourself weak. Every tear, every cry, every word of protest against despair is a seed of tomorrow. And maybe the truest question is not where is hope in lament, but rather, what if lament is the only hope we have left and the only hope we need? I want you to sit with it. While the second song is about to start, I want to sit with it.
the stars, how brilliant they are. How can they be shining now when hope seems so far?
Look, look how they shine, these cruelest of stars.
What promise inspires them? What faith is it fires them? Darkness grows, the world turns cold, and still there glows the light. Heaven knows what hope they hold tonight. Look, look how they tease these stars in the night. The darker the night becomes, the brighter their light becomes. Chill winds wail, the tempest brews, and clouds assail the sky. Through the veil, the stars refuse to die. In this world of darkest night, where hope is hurled away, there they are, and still there's light. Oh, so far, but will they? Dare they lift our hearts as we lift our eyes? Are we fools to see the hope that's gleaming in the skies? Look, there's the light. Stars in the
We will move to the third poetry, Hope in Memory. So the title of this one is The Birth of Memory. Also, I want you to reflect as I read line by line. Once there was a moment. It passed so quickly, no one noticed it slip away. A laugh caught in the throat, a hand reaching for another, a song drifting through a window on a summer night. Small things, ordinary things, but the heart remembered. And in that remembering, the moment lived again. It became something more than passing time. It became memory. Have you ever wondered what memory really is? Is it the past clutched tight in the fragile hands? Or is it a seed planted in us, carrying not just what was, but what still can be? Because every memory is also a kind of hope. When we remember love, we believe love can return. When we remember kindness, we believe kindness is still possible. When we remember pain, we dare to believe it will not always have the final word. Perhaps, just perhaps, memory is the place where hope is born. It takes what has been and whispers, do not forget. Because what has been can be again, and maybe more. So memory is not just a story we tell about yesterday. It is a promise we carry into tomorrow. A promise that even when faith can still shine. That even what is gone can still guide. That even in the night, we are not without light. And maybe that is why memory hurts and heals. Why it breaks us open and makes us whole. Because memory is the echo of what mattered. And hope is simply memory refusing to go. So we remember, and in remembering, we begin again. I want you to reflect on that. So we remember, and in remembering, we begin again. I want you to reflect on it while the next song starts.
Midnight, not a sound from the pavement. Has the moon lost her memory? She is smiling alone. In the lamplight, the withered leaves collect at my feet, and the wind begins to mourn. Memory, all alone in the moonlight, I can dream of the old days. Life was beautiful then. I remember the time I knew what happiness was. Let the memory live again. Every street lamp seems to beat a fatalistic warning. Someone mutters and the street lamp sputters, and soon it will be morning. Daylight, I must wait for the sunrise. I must think of a new life, and I mustn't give in. When the dawn comes, tonight will be a memory too, and a new day will begin.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I want you to leave here with a new vision of hope, reflecting on the questions of not whether you should be angry, but what would you build out of your anger? Also asking, not where is hope in lament, but what if lament is the only hope we have left and the only hope we would need? And the last, never forget that in remembering, we begin again. Thank you. Yeah. I know I'm supposed to say a benediction, but since it's a music, I'm going to let the music say the benediction for us. And I want you to fret on this last music, very short, and it's all that I have to say for my benediction. It sums up everything that we talked about hope.
I don't know if you can hear me or if you're even there. I don't know if you will listen to a humble prayer. They tell me I am just an outcast. I shouldn't speak to you. Still I see your face and wonder, were you once an outcast too? They don't find on earth. The lost and forgotten, they look to you still. God help the outcasts, or nobody will. I ask for nothing, I can get by. But I know so many less lucky than I. God help the outcast, the poor and downtrodden. I thought we all were the children of God. I don't know if there's a reason why some are blessed, some not. Why the few you seem to favor, they fear us, flee us, try not to see us. God help the outcasts, the tattered, the torn, seeking an answer to why they were born. Winds of misfortune have blown them about. You made the outcasts, don't cast them out. The poor and unlucky, the weak